Hello and welcome to another operations update from the South Florida Water Management District. As you know, we're working under high water conditions caused by record rainfall in May. We're also operating the flood control system under an emergency order from Governor Rick Scott, which allows us to change some operations. The goal is to move as much water out of the South Florida Water Management District system as possible. Akin, can you take us through north to south as to what we're doing?
Yeah, thank you. As we noted last week, we have been fortunate in that we've had reduced below average rainfall. While we anticipated that for this week rainfall will be higher, and it has been. We had slightly above average on Sunday, but we've come back to about average rainfall on Monday. If we continue to be fortunate and we get roughly about average, we're able to continue the operations, the special operations that we're doing to help lower the water levels in the conservation areas, creating room and help send more water south. Up in the Kissimmee, things have been relatively dry, and we've been able to continue the operations that we're doing there, sending water to feed the river restoration, but the lakes are at or about their schedule. In Lake Okeechobee, we're taking the same type of operations, maximizing the opportunity to send water south by using all the available structure capacities that we have. With some of the rain that fell in the EAA, we didn't get as much as we had initially predicted. We're still able to continue to send some water south, and the water conservation areas are still areas where we're actively taking operations to reduce water level. We have the temporary pumps that we installed. They're all still working, and we've prepared additional temporary pumps along the L29 to the southern part of the system in anticipation of the ability to raise the water level in the L29 a little bit. So we're still really taking all the same types of actions we were taking last week. In one or two areas, we've been able to dial back a little bit because of the local rainfall, but we've been fortunate with the slightly below average from the previous week and roughly around average this week, and we're still working actively to move water south.
Here are a couple of tools, important tools that you can find on our website, the South Florida Water Management District website, that will show you, Akin, if you'll hit the next map. These are tools that you can find right on the homepage. If you go on homepage and look at storage, you'll see maps that show the flow of the water, and what we're concerned about is an area south of the lake. And if you'll hit one more. This tool shows a series of stoplights that if it's red, obviously that means there's no water that is able to move that way. Akin, can you explain a little bit about what this tool provides for someone that goes to the website?
Sure. I'll take you through both products because they're very related, and actually when you go on our website, each has a link to the other. Starting from the storage map, what this gives you is a picture across the entire system, starting from the Kissimmee all the way through the conservation areas, and tell us what the state of storage within our key features are. For example, if you're looking to the water conservation areas, you see them highlighted in red. Typically, that indicates that they have low available storage. When you go on the website, the product you'll get is a little bit different than this display and has a lot more information that you can get just by floating, moving your mouse on top of each of the buttons. The information that I show here on this list site will actually be on the map when you view this from your desktop. But essentially what this tells us is that at each of these key locations, we have information we've gathered about the state of that particular feature. If it's a water conservation area, for example, it tells you if there is adequate water in it, if there is additional storage capacity that you can move water to from the lake. As you move closer to the lake, to the south here, you see our key pump stations, and it tells you if those pump stations are moving water, and in the case of this product, it tells you how much water they've moved in the past week. So if you were to go on your device and float on this, you'll be able to see how much water the district has been able to move. And similarly, all of these numbered boxes are useful information that I would recommend, if you have some time, that you float on, see what it is. It tells you about that feature and how it's able to help us. But what I really wanted to spend some time talking to you about today is what we call the traffic light map. That's this product. What this product does is it shows you where the constraints to the systems were in the past week. The update you will have from today's update is for everything from the past week up till yesterday. At any time you pick this up, it will show you a week, typically in arrears, of what the system was like, what actually were the constraints to moving water south for us. This particular map has a lot of greens, and this is consistent with the message we gave you last week that we have had a little bit of dry conditions, and those dry conditions have given us the opportunity to use part of the systems. If you are using this at home, I'll highlight some key portions of this graphic. The map itself with the traffic light gives you in a snapshot where the constraints are. With today's map, the water conservation areas 3 and 2A are red, showing that they are limiting right now, and water conservation area 1 is yellow, showing that it's borderline. There are a few other reds that you'll see on this map, but we have many more greens. Again, it's because it's been a little bit dry and we have some opportunities to move water. But there are two other parts of this that I'd like to highlight. The legend shows you what each of the lights mean, and there is a flow volume summary. This is a product that we use when we report to the governing board. It's a product that we look at routinely because it kind of tells us where the pinch points are and where there may be opportunities to do something a little bit different if possible.
Once again, you can find this on the South Florida Water Management District website. And that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with a further operations update.